I thought, oh, that'll be easy. The acting, I can do that, no problem. Like that's what I've been doing for this show for the past 5 years. So that'll be no problem. I'll focus on the directing and of that scene and stuff. And when I need to perform, I can perform. What I didn't realize was that I was in a totally different frame of mind as a director than I was as an actor, and I guess I just didn't realize that until it happened. You know, for somebody that's not used to producing or directing a show this big and trying to fit it into that small amount of time, it's very daunting, and it can be scary.
Well, Supernatural is, I mean, it has been for me, and I've been doing this for a while, is the hardest show I've had to direct, because we don't have standing sets. You know, it's basically a road show, so we're doing a new little movie every week. Also, it has more combinations of visual effects, special effects, stunts, and sometimes all three at the same time.
We push the envelope quite a bit, and Jensen is going to, you know, have to be on his A game, and he's going to have to pay attention, and he's going to have to concentrate. You know, the biggest challenge for him isn't the stuff on the stage. The biggest challenge is going to be him prepping, because that's where the decisions are made. I want yellow, I want blue, I want this, I want bigger, softer, you know, locations, wardrobe, visual effects, special effects, art department, you know, the list goes on. So this multitude of decisions that you have to make in preparation is what the biggest new thing that Jensen's gonna, you know, have his biggest hurdle, because he hasn't done it before.
Why is Jensen's name on the call sheet twice? Actor, yeah. What's the director? Oh, it's got to be a typo.
Hey guys, I'm Jensen, for those of you who don't know. I'll be your first-time director, and just pray that you bear with me. If you have any questions, I'm not available.
All right, so starting off the teaser, scene 1. Interior, Bobby's living room.
Today we're going to get all of the department heads, we're all going to get on a bus, and we're going to drive out to all the locations that we've scouted, which we spent the past week going over and scouting and looking around and finding places. So once we landed, we then bring everybody out, which is what we're doing today. I will tell them what I want. Hopefully they will believe me and accommodate me. But like I said, this is my first time, so I really don't know what to expect.
Welcome back to Supernatural, the first text I got of the year. This is scene 44, exterior parking lot.
Bring the sheriff's car in around the corner there.
The hard part for us
Right.
was to say, well, God, this is a guy, I mean, basically the show is a two-hander, and the guys are in constantly. If we gave him an episode anytime during the year, how would he prep it? So we came up with a plan to have him direct the first episode of the season, where he could sort of just concentrate on that. He would be available for prep, and also write an episode in which he and Jared were not that heavy. You know, and it was the first episode we shot this year, but it was not the first episode that aired.
Fill us in on how it's been going so far.
So far, it's the most thought I've ever put into an episode, that's for sure. Usually I read the script about twice. I've read this one about a dozen times. I'm not generally responsible for, you know, every actor's part, and every department's part, so I kind of feel like I am now. But it's nice. I'm learning a lot.
It was a natural progression for him. It's something that he just falls into so well. He's very visual in his style, and I'm excited to see what he does with the show.
Yeah, we'll go long ones through there.
This show is one of the most complex that I've ever done because of the elements of horror, tension. There's this heavy drama between the two brothers. There's also comedy moments that come out of nowhere that you have to be kind of astute enough to kind of figure out how to play it. So it's a pretty daunting task and very complex.
As far as directing, for me, it's the technical aspect of directing that has been the most challenging. Understanding proper transitions, understanding the axis lines.
She goes to the door, right? You go back this way.
Uh-huh.
You get her like this.
Wait, what?
You got this camera here, right?
Yeah.
It uses the Okami POV.
Correct.
Right? And you establish that. You see her go
She
to the
walks
door,
in, does
she
the
turns
thing.
around, she goes, right? And you come back this way.
When she turns into what essentially is the POV of the bad guy.
Jensen is he's a really smart actor, and he's very camera savvy as an actor. I was pretty confident that he would be able to handle this. But I think, you know, anybody going for their first walk needs, you know, somebody there with them.
I actually enjoy being part of the kind of the creative problem-solving task force, as I call it. Whereas an actor, I can be like, you know what, not my problem. I don't get paid to think that much. So that's you guys deal with it. I'll be in my trailer. Now I'm the guy dealing with it.
Crowley gets the phone, and I say, "Hiya, Crowley. Tight on me, right? We don't know where I am." And then I say, "We've gone," and then he says, "Oh, Dean, it's been too long. We'll have to get together." I'm like, "Yeah, we'll do that when I get back. We've gone international."
By the way, I've never been able to say that, and I want to be able to say that. You know, we're just going to go tight on me.
Do we want
Start tight on me.
Start tight on me.
Yeah, then we'll fall back to see the world.
that movie?
What I tried to give him on the tech scout, because he had been to these locations and had ideas of his own, were shots that I thought might help the scene, but also shots that I thought would make sure that he would get through the day. And that's, you know, the worst thing is when you run out of time and then you start scrambling and you don't get what you need.
So the through the windshield actually just hinges and is now outside the front windshield.
Why is he backing up? Rather than going forward? You were in the car and I said, back up, Judge, and you go, why am I backing up?
And then you'd say something like this, because I want you to.
That's true, I would. We've worked together on a lot of episodes, and there's
Yes.
a mutual trust that we have.
Yes. Yeah, we'll put
Right in here, I got a dolly track. Oh, wrong shot.
Yeah. Get out of here. Back on the bus with you, pal. Yeah, truck nose this way.
There's going to be very similar to that.
Actually, there will be a crane.
Yeah, I know.
How high would you like to go on that stick? How high and wide?
What do I look like?
A director?
What the hell should I know?
You're the one that thought of a crane.
2 sections?
I like to absorb as much knowledge about things as I can, especially when it has to do with my profession, and I think that interest you know, caught their eye, and I also may have said a few things in passing, you know, like, hey, if I understand that the director fell out for you know, episode 14, I'm just saying, you know, if you guys are backed up into the corner and you need some help, I'm available.
In the first couple of seasons, he'd see a shot and be like, hey, whoever the director is, what about maybe going this way and I'll come out of here instead of going that? The director would be like, oh, that's great, let's do it. And so I always kind of I could see him on set, kind of like thinking like a director, so it was nice to see him get able to put it into action.
It all depends on the wood chipper.
It's all hinging. It all hinges on the chipper.
Hey, Jensen, you want to tell us about the chipper scene and how it's going to be a challenging scene to direct?
No, I don't want to talk about the chipper scene until it's time to do it, and then I want to blow it up. Right?
You're scared.
Yeah, I think that's my albatross, is the chipper scene.
Well, essentially what's going to happen, guys, Bobby's going to come out. He'll be here, post coming out of the window. As he starts to rise, the Okami will then charge him, shove him further. She will continue after him. He will then spin her into this tree. He'll then come at her. She'll charge him back. And now they're essentially into this area here.
And then he reverses on further.
Yeah, and then it's you know, we got to get
I think it's a kick in the leg. So we'll get that from this side. A kick, and then, you know, essentially a roll over. Yeah, and then she's little, and he's just...
It'll be fun.
Well,
it'll be fun.
not at 3 in the morning it won't.
Shooting on the first day.
Yeah.
We're going to be so tired. You're going to go into the house and go, oh, man, I don't think Jesus
I
Christ.
can't do 7 more days of this.
That's the worst day.
Really?
The first day you're the most tired.
It's the most tiring.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Bob. I'm a supernatural-holic. God, there's so many great faces to see back in season 6, which is insane. We have a brand new director for episode 1 this year, and when I say brand new, I mean brand new.
Take 2.
I do know that, you know, when Jensen was directing, I do know that he was very cognizant of how much time was going by. As soon as you start the day, you're an hour behind, regardless of how fast everybody's moving. The clock is just constantly clicking.
Looks, you sort of sense something, kind of look up that way, and...
One of the major, you know, obstacles for a director, especially on this show, is the clock. You know, there's that ever looming clock, and if you're not on pace with, you know, with what was projected for your day, it gets really nerve-wracking. And I found it amazing how fast a half hour could go by.
And then boom, and he hits the gun, or the gun goes on the bed, and then he's down.
problem with going down for the apple box that we use for a while.
We can... Let's do a rehearsal, and I'll see if I missed the gun.
Let's rehearse, guys.
It is a delicate balance of getting what you want, getting what you need, and getting it all done within the time frame that you have to get it.
We'll have him right here as well, and it'll just be a gun goes this way. And then,
Okay, guys.
P-Mark.
It can be a little tricky when you're dealing with visual effects and special effects as a director, because, you know, obviously those are big deals, especially on a small set. And when we were working on the basement set of Bobby's house, there were several effects going on at the same time. We had special effects, which was live fire, and then we also had visual effects, which was the demon actually burning up and crumbling to the ground. So it was good, you know. It's challenging, yes, but the best kind of challenge. You know, the challenge that you want to tackle and you want to learn from.
Foreplay gets you more play.
I want Crowley's name.
It's a big babysitting job, isn't it? You got to take care of us.
well, no, I wouldn't say that at all. I'd say because the whole movie is in the head of the director, you need people like Ivan to come in and bring up good points of maybe slight details you didn't think about. So I'm glad that the chance of my directing came within a group like this, who I know and trust and can remind me, help me, and help me perform at my best as a director and a performer. So.
I've been working with Jensen for over 5 seasons now, and I don't think